Hey everybody, this is Ted Check, recovering reporter. Just when you think that the mainstream media might be showing some signs of coming back towards the middle, and I'm not even talking politically, I'm just talking about how they conduct themselves as far as true journalism, ascribing to the tenets of true journalism like objectivity, fairness, and just laying things out there for people so that they can make up their own minds. Just when you think you might see a glimmer of hope in there, then they just do something to pull it right back, pull the rug out, and destroy your faith in them, or at least chip away at it. So here we go to mrcnewsbusters.org. Regime to resistance: the media run with fake oligarchy narrative. So the word must have come from on high because we're seeing it in different pockets. We're seeing it in different outlets, but they've seized upon this word oligarchy, oligarchs. They've seized upon that word. It's the buzzword of the day for the mainstream media when talking about the incoming Trump administration, and definitely not in a positive light. So here it says President Joe Biden's denunciations of an emerging, I guess maybe it started with Biden, an emerging oligarchy and tech industrial complex appear to be beyond a ham-handed attempt at an Eisenhower moment of his own, because I believe it was President Eisenhower, who developed the term, or at least popularized the term, military industrial complex. Moment of his own, a clarion call to the media in the waning days of his presidency. So I guess it does stem, according to this article, it stems from Joe Biden, the term oligarchy, and then the mainstream media seized upon that. And they've been using it ever since. And this article provides some details on that. CBS's Nancy Cordes was the most egregious here. Her package was about the tech titan invites to the inaugural, touching on the TikTok ban deadline. So this person, I guess she's, she represents CBS. NBC's Savannah Sellers had the quickest mention of oligarchy within her report that was otherwise focused on TikTok and the looming Supreme Court decision. So you got ABC, CBS, NBC. They've all mentioned oligarch, and then you have The View, which, yes, we all depend on our news from The View, but let's just listen in quickly here.
Is set for Trump's inauguration on Monday. Can't wait. Not.
Well, first of all, a stupid not joke. Like, not jokes haven't been funny in decades. If you want to hear the last mention of a not joke, that was in Borat, and where Borat went to this comedian, and or this guy who was supposed to teach you how to be funny, and he taught Borat a not joke, and even then it was not funny. So here Joy Behar, a comedian, is using the not joke. Just ridiculous. She's out of practice as a comedian.
Trump's favorite billionaires, are sure to be in attendance.
So they're equating oligarchs with billionaires and saying if you're a billionaire and you're aligned with Trump, then you're an oligarch. Well, what exactly is that? Well, I thought I had my definition of oligarch here, but it stems from Russia, and it's generally individuals who have a lot of money who then acquire former state assets. So there's a connection. There's a connection between the oligarchs and the government. They are kind of government adjacent, if you will. So that's what they're saying is going on here. They're saying these billionaires are bad. Billionaires bad because they're aligned with Trump, so therefore they're oligarchs. And there's that connotation of an oligarch being a shadowy, shady individual, kind of skirting the law because they are connected with an evil government. But if you look at this article here, and it's from Fox News, they say they talk about 6 Dem supporting billionaires Biden didn't mention while calling out political oligarchy. So there's plenty of, if you look at the past 4 years, the Biden administration, there's plenty of billionaires out there that were aligned with the Democrat Party. How come they weren't referred to as oligarchs? Why not? But they weren't. George Soros, jeez, I mean, yeah, he should be number one. Not going to go on about that guy. You can do all sorts of research on him, but he is among the billionaires who supported Biden, also known as the evil emperor, right? Reid Hoffman, guy who co-founded LinkedIn, definitely tied in with the Biden administration. Michael Bloomberg, this guy right here, former New York City mayor, billionaire, entrepreneur, media magnate, contributed nearly 20 million to help boost President Biden in his 2024 election rematch with former President Trump. Howard Schultz, former Starbucks CEO. Yeah, there he is. And then, well, they mentioned Tom Steyer. Let's see, reportedly brought in 4 million during a virtual fundraiser hosted by a small group of billionaires and other Silicon Valley donors. I mean, there were Silicon Valley billionaires, donors who were aligned with Biden. They weren't referred to as oligarchs, and now some of them are, throwing their weight behind Trump. Now suddenly they're oligarchs. Oh my God, horrible, terrible, evil oligarchs. Michael Moritz, a billionaire Democrat mega donor, like Johnny Depp. It's a mega. I had a mega pint, mega donor, and or Rush Limbaugh, megadittos. Remember megadittos? Anyway, venture capitalists contributed at least 7.8 million to pro-Biden and anti-Trump causes during the last election cycle, according to the New York Times. Yeah, so all these people, deep roots with the Biden administration, deep Dem donors, but never referred to as oligarchs. Weren't considered evil. So Joy Behar and the rest of you lot on the View, why don't you mention them, huh? Why don't you refer to them as oligarchs? But you won't. You won't do it. Um, so there you go. See, it just that the media, they can't help themselves. They seize upon this, but that's how they lose credibility or continue to go down that path of hemorrhaging viewers and readers, and ultimately money. We're gonna have to see about the View, see what happens to that program. But overall, in the mainstream media, they continue to hemorrhage readers and viewers, and ultimately money, which leads to layoffs, which leads to your product suffering, which then it just goes around and around and around. I don't know, like I've said many times before, I don't know how long this goes down this swirling vortex to hell. I don't know how long that goes before they realize they need to make a change. We're seeing signs of it with Jeff Bezos and Patrick Soon-Shiong, the owner of the LA Times, but we're seeing glimmers of hope, like I said. But then some of the mainstream media, revert back to frickin' tomfoolery shenanigans like this. And then it's like, oh God, really? I mean, and they're not even trying to hide it anymore. So anyway, there you go. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours, and I will talk to you later.